Breaking the internet is on fire and Bambi just exploded. And no, we're not talking about a cute reality TV clapback or a shady tweet. We're talking full-on backstage meltdown, voice shaking, heel clicking, mascara running rage as she stormed into the green room and screamed at Tasha K. "I'm coming for you." Yes, you heard that right. Bambi baby mama, reality TV royalty. And now, certified DNA drama headline, just declared war. Why? Oh, just your typical Tuesday in the love and hip-hop cinematic universe. A leaked paternity report. A viral live from a certain gossip blogger who just can't sip her tea quietly. And a woman pushed so far over the edge she didn't just snap. She shattered. But let me ask you this. What happens when your entire brand is built on glam, loyalty, and curated chaos, only for one DNA file to rip it all to shreds? What happens when the blogger you once ignored turns into your biggest enemy? Armed with receipts, screen recordings, and a Wi-Fi connection that don't quit. Tonight, we're diving into the full backstage brawl, the digital fallout, the messiest IG lives of the year, and trust me, it's only getting started. Buckle up, it all started with a sound, not a scream, not a bang, just the quiet buzz of fluorescent lights backstage at VH1, but beneath that eerie calm, a storm was already brewing. Bambi sat alone, locked in her dressing room like a lioness cornered by the hunters. The DNA test she thought would never see the light of day. Public, viral, blasted across every blog and group chat by none other than the queen of controversy, herself, Tasha K. You'd think Bambi had just cheated on a pop quiz. No, baby. This was a full-blown paternity scandal, and the stakes were higher than her loop buttons. She stared at her phone as notifications poured in faster than her tears. Mentions exploding, DMs on fire. The internet wasn't just watching, it was dissecting every inch of her downfall like a Netflix true crime special. Her hands trembled as she scrolled through the memes, the jokes, the accusations. Her glam was still fresh, but her reputation shattered. And what made it worse wasn't just that the DNA test said what everyone had been whispering behind closed doors. It was that Tasha K dropped it like a bomb with the same casual energy as announcing a 2-for-1 sale. No remorse. No warning. Just receipts, a ring light, and a chilling smile. Bambi knew Tasha wasn't new to the game. She didn't report stories. She curated chaos. And tonight, she had made Bambi her entire production. What Tasha didn't count on, however, was Bambi hitting a breaking point. Because while Bambi had mastered the art of brushing off shade and clapping back with class, this wasn't just shade. This was a character assassination wrapped in HD and monetized for clicks. The anger in her chest rose like boiling water under a lid. She wasn't just upset, she was unhinged. Makeup perfect, heels sharp, jaw clenched like a pit bull. Bambi pushed back her chair, stood up, and walked out of that dressing room with the precision of a woman who had absolutely nothing left to lose. Studio staff scattered as she stormed down the hallway, her heels striking the floor like warning shots. Phones were already up, cameras clicking. A few castmates ducked behind doors, peeking just enough to catch history being made. This wasn't a reunion episode anymore. This was war. Inside the green room, Tasha K was mid-laugh, mid-sip, mid-victory lap with a VH1 producer who clearly didn't realize he was seconds away from being caught in the middle of a live-action demolition. The door slammed open. Silence dropped like a guillotine. Bambi entered without a word, eyes locked on her target like a missile with no reverse gear. Her voice sliced the air. "You think this is funny? You think ruining my life gets you views?" Tasha didn't flinch, not a blink, not a twitch. She slowly set her water bottle down and smiled. "I don't ruin lives, sweetheart. I reveal truths. If your life got wrecked, maybe it was built on lies." The gasps were audible. The tension, electric. A producer mouthed something into a walkie. Security started inching closer. But Bambi wasn't done. Her fists clenched so tight the blood left her knuckles. "You had no right. That report was private. You didn't even ask. You didn't let me speak. You just went live and laughed." Tasha shrugged. "I went live with facts. The same facts you buried. You wanted to protect your image. I wanted to protect the truth." Her voice was steady, but the message landed like a slap. Bambi's tone dropped to a simmering burn. "You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through, what I've had to carry." Tasha raised an eyebrow. "Please, you carried lies, and Scrappy deserved better." That was the final match on the gasoline-soaked floor. Bambi lunged. Security rushed in. Hands between bodies, shouts echoed. Spice appeared at the door in seconds, grabbing Bambi by the arm. Bambi, stop. Don't do this. Don't give them the clip they're waiting for. But Bambi was beyond reason. Her voice cracked, loud enough to shake the walls. You ruined my life. This wasn't content. This was destruction. You took my family and turned it into your next upload. Tasha leaned in, almost whispering, but her voice carried through the chaos. You lied about the father of your child. That's not content. That's consequences. Another gasp, someone hit record. Phones were flying. Clips that hadn't even finished filming were already halfway to the blogs. Bambi tried to shove past security, shouting that Tasha had crossed a line. Screaming about betrayal. About how this was between her and Scrappy. How Tasha turned it into a circus. But Tasha didn't blink. I have every right when the lie's that loud. When you hurt someone publicly, the truth deserves to be louder. And your fans, they deserve the real story. That word fans, it hit Bambi like a punch to the gut. Because it wasn't just her relationship collapsing. It was her brand, her deals, her name. Everything she built was unraveling in real time. Bambi's voice cracked into a whisper. You don't know what you've done. This isn't a moment. This is my whole life. And you destroyed it. Tasha crossed her arms. Then maybe you shouldn't have gambled your life on a lie. By now, cameras were rolling officially. Producers had no choice but to document the chaos. Phones were out, social media was already 2 steps ahead, and in the background, a production assistant whispered to someone, "This is going to break the internet." Down the hallway, Rashidita and Erica Minna stood frozen. Erica pulled out her phone, hit record, and muttered, "Told y'all, this day was coming." Spice was dragging Bambi out now, trying to get her to breathe, but Bambi had fire in her eyes. "You think I'm going down alone?" she screamed. "You think I won't take you with me?" The door slammed, shut behind them. Tasha, now surrounded by VH1 crew and producers, turned toward a camera with a cold expression. She should have thought about that before lying to a man who gave her everything. Meanwhile, Bambi slumped against a hallway wall, hair a mess, makeup running like war paint. Spice crouched beside her, whispering, "They think I'm a villain." Bambi sobbed, "They think I'm evil." "No," Spice said gently. "But you gotta own this. You can't fight the truth with more lies. Not with Tasha. She doesn't play fair. And she doesn't lose. She doesn't lose." Bambi's phone buzzed again. She stared at the screen. A private number. She declined it. Seconds later, a message came in. One line. "You made your bed. Now lie in it." She turned to Spice, eyes red. "I'm going to fix this. I don't care what I have to do." Tasha wants war. She's got it. She stood up, the hallway lights flickering behind her, like a horror movie warning. And for the first time that night, the fear in Spice's eyes wasn't for Bambi's reputation. It was for what she might do next. The next morning didn't bring peace. It brought fire. The internet had erupted overnight like a volcano fed by gasoline and betrayal. Every major blog, every gossip page, every shady meme account had picked up the clip. Bambi's breakdown was now public property, cut into sound bites, remixed into audios, slowed down for dramatic effect. One moment she was screaming at Tasha K. The next she was trending across 3 continents with strangers stitching their own heartbreak stories over her face. Inside her apartment, Bambi sat curled on the edge of her couch, hair tied up, phone shaking in her hand. She had barely slept. Her inbox was a nightmare. Brand deals were quietly backing out, influencer friends were distancing themselves, and Scrappy, still silent, not a word, not a like, not even a story view. And that silence was deafening. Her heart didn't just hurt, it rotted. This wasn't heartbreak, this was public erasure. Her name was now a joke in group chats, her face, a reaction meme, and worst of all, everyone had decided they already knew the story. No one asked her side. No one cared. They had the headline, and that was enough. The only one who dared to show up was Spice, again knocking on her door with a look that said, "We're not done yet." She stepped inside, arms crossed, eyes scanning the wreckage that used to be Bambi's confidence. "I told you," she said quietly, "Tasha doesn't play fair. And now the whole world has front row seats to your funeral." Bambi didn't reply, just scrolled. Meme after meme, comment after comment. People celebrating her downfall like it was a festival. "You need to fight back," Spice continued. "But not with fists. Not with tears. You need to flip the script." Bambi's voice cracked. "What script is there to flip?" Everyone already thinks I'm a liar, a snake, the bad guy. Even Scrappy won't. Look at me, then make them look. Spice shot back. Go live. Drop receipts. Take your story back. Don't let Tasha control the narrative. For a moment, Bambi hesitated. What was the point? The truth was already out there, wasn't it? But something deep inside her flickered. Not just anger, not just survival. Something sharper. Revenge. Her fingers hovered over her phone. She whispered, "If I go live, it won't be to explain. It'll be to expose." Spice raised an eyebrow. Expose who? Bambi didn't answer with words. She answered with a smirk. The one who's been hiding behind the camera the whole time. Tasha wants to act like she's clean. Like she's the voice of truth. Please, I know things too. Across town, Tasha K was already preparing her next strike. She sat in her studio, glam team fixing her edges, phone lighting up non-stop. A producer walked in with a stack of printouts. "She's going live in 15, he said. Tasha didn't blink. "Let her, I'm ready." Bambi's live started with no warning, no filters, no glam. Just a bare face, puffy eyes, and a voice like steel wrapped in smoke. Thousands joined instantly. The comments flew like bullets. But Bambi didn't flinch. "Let me make one thing clear," she said, staring into the camera. "I didn't lie to hurt anyone. I lied because I didn't trust anyone with the truth. And after what happened, I was right not to." She inhaled sharply, steadying herself. Tasha took something personal and made it content. She didn't do it for justice. She did it for clout. But if she wants to play dirty, I can play too. The chat exploded. Viewers couldn't look away. "I have texts," Bambi said. Voice notes, conversations where she begged me for exclusives. Promised to protect me if I gave her the first scoop. I didn't, and guess what? She turned on me the next week. She held up her phone, flipping through screenshots, messages, promises, fake, sympathy, all from Tasha. The energy in the live shifted suddenly. It wasn't just tears, it was fire. I trusted her once. She twisted it. Now I'm done being quiet. Back in her studio, Tasha K watched silently. Her jaw clenched. Her team fidgeted around her, whispering, asking if they should respond. She raised one hand. "I'll handle this my way." And handle it she did. Just hours later, Tasha dropped a new video. Fully edited, dramatic intro, background music like it was a Marvel movie trailer. She stared straight into the lens. "Let's clear a few things up," she said. "Yes, I asked for an interview. Yes, I asked her to go on record. But when someone hides the paternity of a child, lets a man raise a kid that's not his, and then wants to play the victim. Nah, boo. You don't get to be the villain and cry foul." She pulled out her own phone. "You want receipts? Here's the thread, every refusal, every dodge, every deleted message. I didn't chase a story, I chased the truth. And when she wouldn't give it to me, I found it myself." The video ended with a warning. "Bambi, if you want war, bring it. Just know I don't miss. And I've got archives." The internet nearly broke. Both women were trending within minutes. Influencers were making reaction videos before they even finished watching the lives. Mama D reposted Tasha's video with a caption that said, "Keep exposing her." Meanwhile, Scrappy stayed quiet. No posts, no replies, no statements. But everyone knew he was watching. The silence wasn't absence, it was judgment, and Bambi felt it in her bones. That night, just when things began to cool, one black screen lit up every phone. Scrappy had posted one message, no edits, no filters. "Tomorrow, my truth." That was it, nothing else. No face, no voice, just that promise. But it was enough to send the entire cast into chaos. Bambi dropped her phone. Tasha paused her taping. Spice stared at the screen like a ghost had texted her. "Mama D." She smiled. Because she already knew the next chapter wasn't just exposure. It was reckoning. When Scrappy went live the next day, the world stopped. No flashy graphics. No theme, song. Just him, sitting in a car, eyes heavy, voice low. "I've stayed quiet," he said. "Because I needed to think. Because I didn't want to add fuel to a fire I didn't start. But I can't stay quiet anymore. I gave my heart to someone. I gave my name. I raised a child. And I did it because I believed." He paused, not for effect. For pain. You can hear it in his breathing, in the cracks of his words. "And now, I find out it was a lie. A whole lie. Not just to me, but to my mama, To my fans, to my whole life. The comments section lit up in real time. Viewers crying. Influencers tweeting. Tasha watching Bambi destroyed. She sat watching that live on loop, hoping one time just once he'd say something forgiving. But it never came. And as the silence thickened between each sentence, something inside her shattered. The pain didn't stop with the live. It intensified. Bambi couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, couldn't think past the echo of Scrappy's voice cracking through her screen. She had hoped for a moment of softness, a flicker of the man who once held her hand through everything. But what she got was closure soaked in betrayal. Scrappy hadn't just confirmed the rumors, he let the world know she had broken him, that she had deceived him at the deepest level. And the internet, it pounced. Blogs reposted his live in every filter, every caption twisting the knife deeper. Scrappy speaks his truth. Bambi stays silent in shame. The betrayal of the decade. She fooled a king. She fooled a king. Photos of Scrappy moving out hit next. Moving trucks outside the Atlanta home they once shared. Mama D standing guard at the gate, like a general protecting her soldier. One headline summed it up brutally. He's finally free. Those words felt like a guillotine to Bambi's already shattered world. She collapsed on her living room floor, phone still clutched in her hand, sobbing into the silence that now filled her apartment. There were no stylists, no PR team, no makeup touch-ups between breakdowns. This wasn't TV anymore. This was real, and real was ruthless. Still, she tried. One last time. One last desperate attempt to reach out. She texted, "Scrappy, please, can we talk?" Delivered read. No reply. That silence turned into a scream inside her chest. But it wasn't over. It was only escalating. Hours later, Mama D went live, champagne glass in hand, glammed up like she was headed to the BET Awards instead of addressing a scandal. She looked straight into the camera with the kind of smirk only a mother scorned could wear. "Let me tell y'all something," she began. Her voice dipped in Southern sugar and gasoline. "My baby's done. Dawn, ain't no more second chances. Ain't no more crocodile tears from Bambi. You had a man who loved you, who worshipped you, and you played him like a banjo. And now you want to act like the victim." She raised her glass. "Here's to truth, peace, and women who don't play with paternity." The live exploded. Thousands flooded the comments. They didn't want a discussion. They wanted blood. Viewers cheered. Bloggers clipped it into reels. And once again, Bambi's name was dragged through the mud. But this time, it wasn't just digital. The backlash started leaking into VH1. Producers, castmates, crew nobody wanted to shoot with her. Anonymous sources started sliding into gossip YouTubers' DMs with inside tea. One producer told a blogger, "We can't keep filming with her. The vibe's toxic. Nobody trusts her. Every scene's a ticking bomb." Meanwhile, Tasha K kept the momentum rolling like she was headlining a scandal tour. She dropped her final response in a clean, dramatic video titled, "I Said What I Said." She looked right into the lens, laid out the full timeline, how she got the DNA leak, how Bambi dodged every chance to tell the truth, how Scrappy was left blindsided. "I gave the truth," she said plainly. "And the truth hurt. But that's not on me. That's on the person who told the lie." She ended the video with a smirk that could cut steel. "I didn't come for Bambi. She built her house on lies, and now she mad the tide came in. Anyway, on to the next scandal." Boom. The internet crowned her queen. Memes flew like confetti. One had Bambi surrounded by flames, while Tasha stood calmly, holding a fire extinguisher labeled truth. Another showed Mama D sipping champagne while Bambi's social media stats dropped in real time. But just when everyone thought Bambi was finished, she reappeared. 2 days later, in a dark room, no glam, no filter. Just her and an Instagram live button. Her face was bare, her voice raspy, and for the first time, she didn't try to fight the story. "I don't expect y'all to believe me," she began quietly. "I messed up. I lied to someone who loved me. That's my burden. But I never expected the whole world to rip me apart like this." She wiped her eyes, barely holding it together. "I've lost everything. My relationship, my career, my peace. Maybe I deserve some of that. But I'm still human. I still bleed. I still feel every word y'all type." The comments started slow. A few hearts, a few "we believe yous." But also, "You're still a liar. Too little too late. Why now? Why after Tasha exposed you?" She looked down, nodded. "I get it. I didn't tell the truth when it mattered, but I'm not here to fix the past. I'm here because I can't carry this anymore. I'm logging off. I don't know when I'll be back. But if I come back, it won't be as her. It won't be as the woman you all think I am. It'll be as someone who finally learned. The screen went dark. Backstage, the decisions were already made. Bambi was removed from the main cast. VH1 said it was to protect the integrity of the show, but everyone knew the truth: she was radioactive. Scrappy, on the other hand, was offered a solo arc focused on healing, fatherhood, and moving on. Mama D was suddenly everywhere: guest panels, interviews, even whisperings of her own spin-off. And Tasha, Tasha K didn't just ride the wave. She turned it into a yacht. VH1 greenlit a miniseries titled Truth Bombs with Tasha K. She had officially gone from blogger to star. The Bambi era was over, but her story would be told in whispers and warning signs. Not as a tragedy, but as a cautionary tale. In the world of reality TV, no secret stays buried forever. Especially not when your downfall is just one live stream away. And with every camera watching, every phone recording, and every rival ready to strike, there's only one rule: either own the truth, or get exposed by someone who will. So, after all that chaos, betrayal, and backstabbing, the million-dollar question is, whose side are you on? Did Bambi deserve the dragging, or did Tasha K take it way too far? Was Scrappy really the innocent heartbroken king, or just another pawn in this toxic reality game? And let's not forget Mama D, sipping champagne like she was born for scandal. This saga had everything: lies, DNA drama, public meltdowns, leaked receipts, and live stream warfare that had the whole internet on fire. But trust and believe, this is just the beginning. Because in the world of reality TV, no one stays down for long, and no secret stays hidden forever. So buckle up, because the next plot twist might just drop tomorrow. If you're living for the mess, the receipts, and the tea hotter than a Georgia summer, you already know what to do. Hit that like button if you're team truth. Drop a comment below and tell us who really won this war. And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more exclusive breakdowns, insider scoops, and jaw-dropping exposes coming your way. This isn't just gossip. This is survival of the scandalous, and we're just getting started.